Come Saturday night, I'm coming in here to beat his. He gonna come, he gonna be tough, strong, but I'm coming to whoop his. I stand by that. I stand by that. I'm f***ing him up.
Yeah. You gotta think. Right? Okay.
I can't wait to beat this clown, bro. This dude is a clown.
Focus on me.
You better have that chin ready, baby. You better have it ready.
Real clown.
I already figured out.
What else fighting?
What else you got, man?
Yo, senior, you're
I only seen 10 seconds of your fight.
I seen you fight before.
I only seen 10 seconds of your fight. You're boring as hell.
Come on, bro. Stop it, bro.
Boring, man. You almost got knocked out. Even your daughter said you got knocked out.
Tio got hurt his last fight too.
Ooh.
Then he get hurt his last fight.
Man, it wasn't close, bro.
Did Tio get hurt his last fight?
My son don't be throwing punches.
Did Tio get hurt his last fight?
My son don't be throwing punches,
I paid attention.
Terence Crawford interrupted the Stevenson versus Lopez press conference. The event instantly caught fire once Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez stopped playing nice and went straight at each other's pride.
I think that he did some great things against them guys. I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Tio never lost to Southpaw. Well, I never lost to Orthodox. So, it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you gotta show it, baby.
I don't think y'all did either. I ain't see.
Not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches for 6
rounds. You never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches
for 6 rounds.
Okay, you gonna see.
We gonna freeze you too.
You better not throw the top.
Things escalated quickly when Teofimo Lopez Sr. began talking about breaking codes, referencing wins over Vasyl Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. Shakur immediately fired back, dismissing those victories and claiming Teofimo had never faced an elite fighter like him.
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. You know, we broke the code with with Loma that nobody had ever done. You know, we didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that, you know, within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
Real hard. Man, what do you say to that, bro? Like, you hear him, bro? I just can't wait to beat him and shut him up, bro. Tio not on this level. Tio is a high-level fighter, but he's not on my level. I'm an elite level fighter, and come January 31st, I'm gonna show.
From there, it spiraled into non-stop verbal chaos. Shakur attacked Teofimo's mental toughness, while Teofimo labeled Shakur boring and overrated, with both sides shouting over each other as if it were round 13 instead of a press conference.
100 times better come fight night against Teofimo Lopez than I was against Zepeda. 1,000 times better. Faster, sharper, stronger, mentally more on point, and I can't wait.
You said a couple of times now you see some holes in Teofimo's game. I know you don't want to give away your game plan at the kickoff press conference, but where are the weaknesses? Where are some of the weaknesses in his game?
A lot of the weaknesses is in his mental. I think it's more mental than anything, and I'm going to expose it.
Tension peaked when insults turned personal. Voices rose, security stayed on high alert, and the room felt one sentence away from an all-out brawl. Even promoters like Eddie Hearn attempted to reframe the moment around legacy and greatness, but the fighters had already taken control.
Thanks for the reminder, Chris. This place is special. I think when this fight was talked about, I think both Shakur and Teofimo Lopez need a huge amount of credit for making this fight. Both of the guys are the respective kings of their division. Teofimo Lopez, the #1 guy at 140, Shakur, the #1 guy at 135. And when I heard about this fight, I didn't expect it to happen. And you know, the work that His Excellency's done, Ring Magazine, to make this fight quite sensational. But the icing on the cake is to see the fight at Madison Square Garden. This is, for me, the absolute mecca of boxing.
When Turkey Owlshick called in, even his unimpressed tone somehow intensified the atmosphere.
This fight is the first step of a crazy map of boxing next year and the beginning of 27. This is not an easy fight. Thank you so much.
By the end, both fighters were talking about domination, humiliation, and silencing the other, turning the press conference into a raw preview of just how personal this fight has become. This wasn't promotion, it was real animosity spilling out, and January 31st suddenly feels unavoidable.
So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's gonna be just a skill match. I don't think he's gonna try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably
right after the press conference boiled over with emotion and pride on full display. Teofimo Lopez Sr. grabbed the mic, and the energy shifted from chaos to calculated confidence. Listening to him, it was clear this wasn't trash talk, but a father laying out a mindset. He wasn't concerned with Philly shell impressions or stylistic imitation from Shakur Stevenson. His message was simple. They've seen it all. They're not guessing. They're preparing. What stood out most was the emphasis on growth and mentality.
I love Crawford in the past, and you know, Crawford stated, "Oh, you want to get to me?"
Yeah, but he really want to fight Crawford, and we're gonna call him out after we beat up his boy. You know,
that's the game plan.
That's
even though you guys have, even if he requires you,
well, he ain't gonna fight us, man. He ain't gonna fight us, man. We've been chasing this guy for the longest. My son is even willing to go up to 160 to fight him. You know, listen, speed kills. You know what I'm saying? Speed kills, and that's why we're gonna beat Shakur. He ain't faster than us, and we're gonna catch him.
He framed Teofimo Lopez as a fighter who keeps evolving because he chooses danger over comfort. That's a powerful angle, whether you agree or not. When he spoke about legacy over money, underdog performances against Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, and adapting styles fight by fight, the belief was undeniable. Was it ambitious? Absolutely. Dramatic? Of course. But it also aligns with how Teofimo's career has unfolded. He confidently dismissed concerns about ring size and gimmicks, essentially saying, "We're not here to chase knockouts. We're here to outthink you."
We do this for the legacy. So I tell my son, when I told him, you know, let's go after Colmig, let's go after Lomachenko, let's go after Josh Taylor. And all of those three fights, he was the underdog. You know what I'm saying? And big time. I mean, with Josh Taylor, he was like 23 experts said that he was going to lose. So, you know, and he gave an amazing performance, you know. And it wasn't the same as the performance he gave with Barbosa's, you know. Like, his styles have changed all the time. And that's the scariest part about him, you know. And he comes to entertain.
Some of the Crawford and Canelo comparisons felt like a stretch, but that's part of the confidence package. The real takeaway is this. Team Lopez isn't hoping to catch lightning in a bottle. They truly believe speed, adaptability, and pressure can crack Shakur's calm. Whether that belief survives 12 rounds is another question. Psychologically, this wasn't noise, it was conviction. And when both sides believe they're smarter, faster, and better prepared, fights stop being predictable and start becoming fascinating.
Did Shakur by any chance implement a bigger ring, or like, you know?
We don't care about that, man. I mean, we're just gonna box this dude, man. You know, we're not going in there for the knockout. We never do. You know, the only fight that my son looked like sloppy was with Kambosos, because he was dying in there. And, you know, he said that he felt better when he was attacking more, you know. But we never do that. We always box.
After Teofimo Sr. laid out that mental chess narrative, the energy shifted again when Andre Ward and Roy Jones Jr. weighed in, fighters who've actually lived inside battles like this. Their perspective felt like grown man boxing wisdom. They echoed what many felt watching the press conference. Those were fighting words, not marketing lines. The sharpest point they made was this: Shakur Stevenson creates in real time. He doesn't need a script or a mood. He reads, reacts, and builds the fight round by round, like painting, without looking at the canvas. Teofimo Lopez, meanwhile, is explosive and capable of brilliance, but when chaos hits, he still needs an outline to regain rhythm.
I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope and you'll be like, "Ooh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there." But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur.
Ward and Roy weren't disrespecting Teofimo at all. In fact, they gave him credit. The disrespect at the press conference wasn't random. It was strategic bait. The goal wasn't to win the argument, but to pull Shakur into an emotional fight instead of a surgical one. That's high-level mind games. But they also agreed on this. Dragging a calm, disciplined fighter into chaos when he understands a trap can backfire. If Shakur bites, Teófimo has a chance. If Shakur stays patient, the plan collapses. The legends even joke that if someone talked to them like that, fists would have flown, but they also acknowledge Shakur isn't wired that way. He doesn't need to win the moment. He just needs to win the night.
I think that Tio just panicked out there by being as disrespectful as he can at the press conference because he wants to try to piss this kid off so the kid come fight with him. You understand me? Because with me, he had exactly what he wanted. Because as soon as I go in there, I'm coming straight to his head. You understand where I'm coming from? So, but I think that's what he's trying to get. Yeah, you feel me? But I think that's what he's trying to get Shakur to do. Because why would you say that to a person? What does that have to do with boxing? You feel me? He knows that Shakur has great feet, and he's not gonna be able to catch Shakur if he lets Shakur take his time to do what he does. So he got to try to make Shakur come in and try to kill him, which is what he just.
After Ward and Roy laid out that blank canvas versus outline breakdown, the conversation moved into something even more dangerous: first-hand experience. This is where Keith Cologne's perspective hit differently. Now, it wasn't theory; it was rounds shared in the ring. Cologne explained why Shakur Stevenson is such a nightmare matchup. He didn't call Shakur mystical. He said Shakur reads body language like subtitles. A dip here, a shoulder turn there, and Shakur already knows what's coming. That's not speed, it's processing. And the way Cologne described it made it sound effortless, like Shakur is always 2 or 3 steps ahead. That explains why Shakur looks calm while others look stressed.
Just sparring him and then watching him, I always notice, I'm like, dang. When he, if you really pay attention to when he spar, when he fight, he already know what you want to throw before you throw it. Not because he's some type of, boxing guru or anything like that, but because he reading your body language. If you dip to this side, I'm already blocking for a possible hook or uppercut. I don't need to worry about a jab or right hand because you're not, the probability of you throwing that is not even, But, so just watching him and sparring him, being in the ring with him, it's like, dang, just him understanding what a person could throw based off their body positioning. It always put him 2-3 steps ahead of.
Hearing that from someone who actually faced him aligned perfectly with what Ward and Roy described. Shakur doesn't need chaos. He thrives in clarity. He lets the picture come into focus, then edits it. Cologne emphasized that Teofimo Lopez, as dangerous as he is, must be sharp for all 12 rounds. He gave Teófimo respect, calling this a better fight than Shakur's last because Lopez is athletic, explosive, and always dangerous. But the gap shows in habits, like dropping the lead hand after body shots. Small mistakes become massive against a fighter who lives off details. Cologne recalled moments where Teófimo failed to adjust quickly, and that's exactly what Shakur capitalizes on. One mistake becomes a pattern, and suddenly rounds slip away before you realize it.
For sure, the most notable thing that come to mind is I remember when he fought Sander Martin. Every time he threw a right hand to the body, he never had his lead hand up. Sander Martin was just check hooking him to death. I'm just like when he's just gonna make the adjustment, when he gonna realize that he just keep getting hit with the right hook every time he try to throw the right hand. So those are the small adjustments that he had to make because sharp fighter, they gonna capitalize, so he gotta be on.
Cologne isn't predicting knockdowns, he's predicting pressure, mental pressure. The kind where Teófimo gets desperate late, while Shakur quietly widens the gap. That's the most dangerous version of Shakur Stevenson, not flashy or loud, just clean and calm, walking away with a clear win while others debate when momentum shifted. Stepping back, this fight feels less like a style clash and more like a psychological test. Shakur Stevenson, calm and calculating, versus Teofimo Lopez, explosive and emotional, dangerous enough to flip the fight in a moment. The press conference showed how personal it is. Teofimo Sr. showed how deeply Team Lopez believes. Ward and Roy showed how words become traps. And Keith Cologne confirmed what fighters already know: Shakur doesn't rush chaos. He waits for it.
He's tightening up things for Shakur to prepare for him, but also in sparring, because he may have lagged during this last sparring, so it's a lot, but it's definitely doable. And but this is the time is now. At the end of the day, oh yeah, for sure, I feel like Shakur is gonna outbox him, and it's gonna be a point in time until he kind of get desperate, and that's when the gap is going wide, and then Shakur is just gonna come out with it.
So the question is simple: Does Teofimo Lopez force the moment and break through? Or does Shakur quietly turn 12 rounds into a clinic while everyone debates when it slipped away? That's the real argument. Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters.